Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the first episode of this series, which is Master Error Handling in Salesforce Flows. No more unhandled faults from now. If you're an admin or a developer and you have created screen and auto-launch flow, this error will be very familiar to you, which says an unhandled fault has occurred in the flow. Please contact your system admin for more information. Pretty frustrating, right? This just means that something has happened to your flow and Salesforce doesn't tell you what actually went wrong. And to make things worse, this vague message is just shown to your user, making them confused and without any clear instruction on what to be done next. But what's actually happening behind the scenes? Unhandled faults can happen in any of the flow when it encounters an issue. While the appearance of the error may vary, especially for the record-triggered flow, the result is always the same. The flow stops and the user has to start over. Here are some common culprits that can cause these kind of unhandled errors. 1. The flow tries to create a record with a field for which user doesn't have access to. 2. It attempts to edit a record with a user's not having necessary permissions. 3. The flow creates a record without populating a required field, which can happen. It is a very common mistake that developers do, right? 4. The flow uses a record ID which is incorrect or empty, right? 5. It tries to send an email to an incorrect or invalid email address, or maybe the email address variable is blank and there's no email present right now. And 6, common one, it is blocked by a validation rule. Now, how can we actually handle Salesforce faults? Think about these unhandled errors, same as validation rule. Validation rules are a form of error handling because they prevent data from being saved and show user a very clear message, right? You can do the same in flows by adding elements that capture error details and show user meaningful messages instead of just showing an unhandled error, right? Now, how do we handle errors in flows? Salesforce gives us a very handy tool in Flow Builder that's called fault paths. These are secondary paths in the flow that only runs when something went wrong in the flow. Instead of stopping the flow with an error, the flow follows the fault path and where you can add elements that log error details and add meaningful messages as well. Now the next question is, where can we actually add fault paths? Fault paths can be added in the following elements: get record element, create record element, update record element, delete records element, and action elements. These are the 5 records for which we can use fault path to show user meaningful message, to show user the error details, to show them how it can be fixed, or if you just want to show them a message saying that contact with our administrator or contact with our support team, you can do that, right? Now, enough of theory, let's come to the real world. I have created a very simple example for you to show you how you can add fault path, what is the use and what are the benefits of fault path, okay? Now, this is a flow, this is a simple screen flow in which I'm getting information from the user to create an opportunity, okay? This cannot go wrong, right? Now here I have added a screen element in which I'm just asking some basic information like name, stage, close date, and account ID to which this opportunity will be related, okay? Now after that, what I'm doing is, because it is a hot opportunity, whatever account the opportunities user is adding here, I'm updating that account by getting the account where ID equals to the opportunity variable.id and updating the rating of this account to hot, okay? I'm taking an assignment element to just assign opportunities close date to this close date. Now I'm taking a create record element to just add the record variable that we have added values to create an opportunity. Pretty simple, right? This definitely cannot throw that error, right? Let's just start debugging this flow now. Okay, opportunity name should be test opportunity. Stage prospecting. I'm removing this date and not adding any account here. Because this field is not required, I'm able to click on the next screen. Here you go, you have that error. Congratulations. So this is how actually the error occurs, and this is how the error is shown to the user. Now, if you're from a non-Salesforce background and doesn't have any knowledge, this error will left you confused. You don't know where to go from here, right? There's no next button, there's no steps to do, there's no correction scope, right? So the user is left stuck and hopeless here, right? Let's just go back to our flow and I'll show you how we can add a fault element here to make things better, right? Now the issue was with this create records, create opportunity element. We will go here. You can see here we have the option add fault path. Let's just click here. Now this is a fault path created for this create records element. What does a fault path do? If this create record element throws any error, the flow will follow the fault path and show the user the correct message or whatever we want to share with the user, right? Now in the fault path, let's add a screen element here and add a display text. Now to show user meaningful message instead of this unhandled error, we have a thing. Let's name it flow error message. We have a variable here, which is a global variable flow, and then we have fault message. Now, what is flow.fault message? Flow.fault message shows the error that actually occurred. It can be technical, but at least it will give user a bit of information of what happened and what can be corrected, right? Let's just save it and I will show you how this looks. Let's name it error screen and click on done. Okay, this is how it looks. Let's just save it and try to debug the flow now. Okay, let's run it. Okay, let's add an opportunity name, stage. I will remove the close date and click on the next button. Now this, my friend, is a meaningful flow message. We have just printed flow.fault message in a display text, and this is at least better than an unhandled error occurred, right? Now let's see what this says. This says this error occurred when the flow tries to create a record. Okay, after that it shows that required field is missing, which is close date. So this gives some information that user can correct, and then it says you can look up to this exception, right? Now this is much better because user has an idea of what has happened, user has an idea of what they have missed and what they can improvise, right? So this is better. Now let's just go back to the flow and do one more thing. Go to this element, and after the flow.fault message, let us show the user more information of what they have filled during this flow, right? So we will do opportunity.name, opportunity.stage, close date variable we can print, and then we can print what was the next? Account, right? Opportunity.account ID. Okay, let's just add variable names here. Close date, and we have account ID. Okay, now let's just save it and see when the error occurs, what the user will actually be able to check and see. For opportunity name, test opportunity, stage. Let's remove close date and we can click on next. Now you can see here the user has much more information about what has happened and what went wrong. How? See, in the fault message, it says that the required field is missing, close date. Now the user might think that I have filled the close date, why this happened? We have displayed here all the details that the user has filled. Now here you can see that the close date and account ID is blank. The user has some idea that can be modified and they can actually bypass this error, right? What we can now do is go to the previous screen, maybe fill in the close date and click on next. And here you go. So this is what the flow paths can do. The flow paths can show user, can actually guide the user to the correct path, to the correct way of actually handling this unhandled error, right? Now, one more thing is there, which is very, very important. When an error occurs, you have several options for the user, okay? Do you want to show the user the error message or a relevant, meaningful message, just like we did in this example? Second, do you want to ask the user to rectify the data and try again? For that, what you can do in this screen element, just after this, let's just add a note. Please check all the field values and try again. Or maybe please click on the previous button. Check all the values and try again. Check all the values and try again. Let's make it green, bold. One second. Okay, and click on done. Now, let's try and debug. It all depends on you, how customized you want to create your flow for the user, how seamless you want the user experience to be, right? Let's add the opportunity name, staging, close date, remove, and click on next. Now, with the error and the information, the user has a note from you, thus please click on the previous button, check all the fields and try again. There can be a possibility, 90% of chances is that the user will click on the previous screen, fill all the information, and then we are good to go. Now, third option is if your flow is related to, or your organization is related to a call center maybe, or maybe any support organization, right? For that, to make the user experience more customized and more seamless, what you can do is you can directly create a case for that user, assign it to your IT department, and maybe share that case number with the user on the default screen. Let's just do it now. For creating a case, we will be taking a create record element and create a support case manually and take a case variable object here. Subject will be add record while creating opportunity. Okay. And for description, we can add flow.fault message. Okay. Now, whom to assign this to? Let's just close this one first. And to assign this case to our support team's member, let's just take a get record element. The profile of that user first. Your name equals to, we have this profile called custom support profile. And let's just take the first one. Okay. Now, after that, we will get records again and we will get user. Okay. User of this profile. Now here in object, add user. And we will search for where profile ID equals to profile.id. Okay, this is how we will get a user from the support profile. Now we will assign this case to the user. So the owner of the case should be the user that we get from here. Okay. Now where is ID? Here. Now we have subject, description, and owner. Are we missing something? I think this is done. Now let's just add manual assign variable and create a new resource called, let me see if case has case number field. Okay, so in case we have case number, let's just save that case number field in a variable. Okay. And it will be a text variable available for input. Now, when the case will be created, the case number will be stored in this variable. Why we have taken the case number to be saved in this variable? Because to make the user experience more seamless and more mannerful, what we'll do is after the case is created, instead of this message, let us show the user the flow fault message and tell them that we have raised the support case for your error. Our agent will be reaching out to you soon. Thank you. Okay, this sounds nice, right? Let's just customize it a little bit. Move the bold from here. And that is it. I think I will change the color to blue maybe. And that is it. Let's click on done. Now let's see how our flow looks, okay? Let's just debug. Oh, why did I make case number available for input? We don't need it. We will change that. Opportunity name, stage, remove the close date, click on next. Now, this is what it shows. It shows the flow.fault message, and then it says that we have raised a support case for your error. Our agent will be reaching out to you soon, right? This is how a customizable message looks like. This is how you actually keep your customers happy and satisfied to just do something for them, right? Than just making them stuck at a place and they don't know what to do. It's better than that. Let's just go to cases and see if a case for that customer is created or not. We have missed one more thing. We'll be doing that. Here, this case has been created. This is the case description says everything that the customer should understand, and the case owner is support agent, that the user in the particular support profile, right? Now what we have missed is one, we don't need the case number to be available for input, so we will remove that. In the error screen, let's just show them the case number so that they can also search by themselves that the case is created in Salesforce. With case number, and then let's just add the case number here. Okay, make it bold, and that is it. Let's just save and debug it again. I think this looks much better, and this is how fault path actually works. This is why fault path is an ignored but very useful element. Just remove the close date and click on next. Here what you will see, we have raised the support case for your error with the case number this. Now, one second, the case number, here it actually stores the case ID. So this what we see is the case ID, which is also okay. The user can search with the case ID if they are here, and they can search for it like that. But not every user know where to use this ID. Let's just do one thing. We have the case ID. Get record element, get created case, and from case we will search where case ID equals to the case number variable. Okay, now we have all the details of that case, but we don't want all the information. We just want that case number. Let's just select this option, choose fields and assign variables. Option which says individual separate variables, and case number, choose from here and create a new variable now for case number, which will be, let's name it case num, because we already have case number, and click on done. Now in case num, we have the actual case number of that created case. Let's just edit our error message, and instead of this one, instead of this one, let's just add case num here, which will have the actual case number that they can search from the global search of Salesforce. Okay, let me just show you how this looks. Again, opportunity, stage, close date, and click on next. See here, now you have the actual case number. Now this case number can be searched from this global search here. Here, this is the case that has been created for you, that has been assigned to our agent, and the agent will reach out to you. Now the user know that something has happened. We have done something from our end for the user's error, and they are not alone. That is the use of fault path. That is why fault paths are very, very important. This is what fault paths are for you. You can use it in different ways. Tell me your way of using fault path. And if you're not using fault path till now, how beneficial was this video for you to understand the use and meaning of fault path? Let me know in the comment section below. I will be adding one assignment of fault path for you in the comment section or in the description. Try that out and let me know on my social media handles on LinkedIn or Twitter or on the YouTube comment that you have tried this example. If you have any query regarding this example, you can reach out to me on my various social media channels, which I'll be adding in the description box below. That is it for this video. I will see you super soon with my next video and the second video of the series. Till then, bye bye, take care and keep learning.